people I want to acknowledge before I go to my prepared text. One of the first people I want to thank is Mr. Steve McGavick over there, who has encouraged me to take this step towards becoming a city council person, if that happens. I want to thank my sons. As Jerry said, Philip is in the back, and Peter, who is in New York. We're doing a very successful career with a company called Applied Materials in Saratoga Springs, New York. Love both of those guys. They've accomplished a lot. They've supported me, and Philip, with his expertise in media and communications and working on his master's, is going to be a very important part of our campaign moving forward. I want to thank some of our former city officials that are in the audience today. Thank you all for being here as well. And my friends from the American Cancer Society, thank you too. Last but not least, I need to thank the lady that I've been in part of my life for 37 years, and we celebrated our anniversary a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't do this without her. When I first approached her about running, when some people had asked me if I would consider running, she looked at me and with this startled look and said, "I've told you a number of times that you would make a great city council person, and somebody else has to come along and encourage you to do this." So I took that as a yes vote. So I love her very much, and she's a great, great lady. Lucky me, I live in Lubbock is a city promotional slogan created and used years ago, but still remembered. Unfortunately, it's not my work. I wish it was. And if any of y'all know its creator, please let me know. I'd like to give credit where credit is due. Whomever that person might be, now is the perfect time to relaunch it. Because now, right now, I hope we all feel very, very lucky to be living during one of the most exciting times in the history of our wonderful city. I called Lubbock home for 40 years, and I cannot remember ever feeling more positive about our present and our future. This is a special place. It's no longer a little town. It's a big city with a population of more than 250,000 and growing. It's my hope that we'll retain that unique blend of both a little town and a big city forever and ever. It's a flavor, it's a culture, that it's a way of life that many envy and a lot of people are searching for. We are truly the brightest and biggest star on the giant side of our state that is our beloved West Texas. As with any growing, thriving, robust community, we will face a variety of challenges, but none that together we cannot conquer, as long as we address them in an honest and respectful West Texas manner. With that in mind, I'm happy to officially announce my candidacy for Lubbock City Council District 5. Between now and the first of the year, I will concentrate on listening and learning about the issues that affect all of Lubbock, but especially District 5, where I live and I hope to represent on the council. If I'm elected, I will use the lessons learned from owning my own business, as well as the wisdom I've gleaned over the years from many of Lubbock's iconic leaders, both past and present, to guide my decisions for conservative, effective, efficient city government. I also promise to always honor our past, embrace the present, and welcome the future. It is my intent to make these three pillars of my campaign and to use them as guiding principles as a Lubbock City Councilman if I'm honored to be elected. I'll close by saying thank you very much for your presence this morning. I'm honored and humbled. The best is yet to come for this wonderful West Texas city we call home. And yes, I can say without hesitation, lucky me, I live in Lubbock. I hope you feel lucky too. Thank you very much. Actually, in my previous life, when I had an advertising agency, I did a lot of political campaigns, so I was very involved in politics, but behind the scenes. But no, this was not something that I was seeking out. It was some people that came to me and said that they thought that I had the right credentials to be a councilman. And so, as I said, after thought and prayer, I decided that this is something where I could give back to the community that has been so good to me over the years. But I've been very active in a number of organizations in town, the Chamber of Commerce, the United Way. I've been very active as a 29-year colon cancer survivor. I've been very active with the American Cancer Society. So in that respect, I've been very engaged in the community for many, many years. There's obviously some issues that need to be addressed, but when I said about the listening and learning tour, I don't want to answer any questions until I drill down and I can, based on fact and research, instead of just shooting from the hip, because you always, and not assume, not making assumptions, because we all know what happens when you assume. So I'll be arming myself on issues that we all know are very important to both District 5 and the city. But that's the way I'm going to approach my campaign at this point in time. I hope that we do retain that West Texas flavor, that West Texas charm, that really do attract people here and keep them here long after that. You know, they may come here and not think that they'll stay here, and suddenly they love it because they love the type of culture that we have developed here over the years. It's very unique to us, I believe.